Hello everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of Releasing the Unreleased. Unreleased games are so interesting to me because of just how much you end up learning about video game development and the people within it. Last season we did a bunch of cancelled Sonic games, but this time, to coincide with the most recent retrospective on the channel, we will be looking at a bunch of cancelled Crash Bandicoot games. The game we will be talking about today literally looks like it could be a typo, but it actually isn't. Crush Bandicoot. Crush Bandicoot would have been a game that starred the evil twin brother of Crash Bandicoot, Crush. Very little is known about the game itself, but we do know some key things that start to paint the picture. Firstly, it seems like there would have been an emphasis on the ability of Crush to ride in different vehicles. One such concept being revealed would have been Crush in a buggy. Once again, we would have seen Crush walk around in an open-world sci-fi environment, as suggested by these concept arts that exist for the setting of the game. Lastly, it was confirmed that the main villain of the game would be Cortex still. There's actually some pretty cool concept art of Cortex here that I'm actually a tad upset that it didn't find its way into any other game. Unfortunately, that is all that we know about this cancelled game. The reason we know so little is because, just transition to the next. In 2004, which would have been around the same time that games like Crash Twinsanity and Crash Purple were being developed, if not out already, a company named Magenta Software approached Universal to pitch their idea for a new Crash game. Magenta Software is an English-based game development company that has had such great hits as the Cat in the Hat video game. You know, the one based off of the movie starring Mike Myers. Is anyone down bad for this Cat in the Hat? I mean, look at that crack. If you are, let me know down in the comments. On second thought, don't. I'd like to live my life in ignorance of this cosmic horror. Anyway, the only person that was confirmed to have worked on this game was an artist named Andy J. Davis, who drew all of the concept art you see here. When they pitched the game to Universal, they denied it. Crush Bandicoot unfortunately didn't even have a chance to enter development yet. Due to that, no more art or concepts for what Crush Bandicoot would have even looked like would ever be made, and for definite, no prototype was ever made either. Killed before it was even born. This game would have had huge ramifications on the Crash Bandicoot franchise if it were to have come out. Crash and Coco would have had an evil sibling. I'm really wondering what type of explanation they would have had here if they were to have made this game a reality. Would Crush have been a secret experiment deemed too dangerous to be released? Would Crush be another experiment like Crash, but done right? Would Crush have been the Shadow the Hedgehog of Crash Bandicoot? We can only speculate. Personally, I kinda like the idea that Crush would have been a secret experiment created alongside Crash, but was too dangerous. This could have made the story about Cortex trying to prevent his escape for that reason, and led this character to be an evil character that, for once, doesn't work for Dr. Cortex. He pulls a Miles Morales and does his own thing. The perfect opportunity to create a character that just wants nothing but pure anarchy. There is a nagging feeling, however, that I feel like Crush Bandicoot would have been a really redundant character for this time. In Wrath of Cortex, we had just got Crunch Bandicoot, which was Crash if he was done right by Cortex. In Crash Entranced, we were introduced to a canon fake Crash, which acted as a weird twin of Crash that might be evil, might just exist? It's hard to say. Hell, even in 2004, in Crash Twinsanity, they put an evil version of Crash in the game that they encounter when they go to the 10th dimension. The Crash Bandicoot series has enough evil versions of Crash that adding another one to the mix may be too redundant. This actually may have been why Universal turned down the pitch, but again, that's just pure speculation. That concludes today's episode of Releasing the Unreleased. So what did you guys think of Crush Bandicoot? Would you have liked to see this new addition to the cast, or do you think we got enough evil crashes to go around? Put your thoughts in the comments below, and let me know what series you want me to cover next on Releasing the Unreleased. We also have merch in the description below, so if you want to enrich your gameplay experience, I'd take a look. I'd like to give a special shout out to Andrew's Retro Games for being the most well-esteemed guest of them all. If you want a special shout out in every video, as well as getting these videos as soon as I'm done editing them, as opposed to when they're scheduled to come out, make sure you become a channel member because it is 100% the best way for you to support the channel. And with that, I'm Bottles, and I bid you, my well-esteemed guests, adieu.